Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pilates Mom. Today I'm going to be giving you a 30-minute reformer workout. This will be utilizing the box as well. So we'll go through a lot of the classical repertoire. It's going to be full body, working the arms, working the legs, and of course, working our core. So I hope you enjoy it. Please like, comment, and subscribe below. And I hope you have a great workout. Okay, everyone, let's get started. We are going to start with 3 to 4 springs, kind of depending on how you feel. This is a shorter workout, so I'm just going to load it up a little heavier with 4. But please consider, you might be using a different reformer than I am. So, work at your own working level. Okay, but we're going to roll onto our back with control. So sit right to the edge and scoop and articulate all the way down. Bring your toe joint up to the bar. We're going into our footwork. So find that Pilates V position. Lift the heels up just an inch. Make sure that tailbone is reaching down towards the springs and our rib cage is pulling down. We're going to take 10 times. Here we go. So inhaling to extend and exhale to release. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. 4. And 5. Good. 6. So you want to go all the way straight without hyperextending those knees. Good. Make sure you close that carriage all the way with each rep. And 10. Very good. Close the carriage all the way. Lift both knees up to tabletop and land with your arches on. So reach those heels under the bar and the toes over. Make sure you're maintaining that neutral spine. 10 more. Here we go. Inhale out. Exhale, close. And 2. And 2. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. 5 more. Nice job. Inhale and exhale. Good. Last one. And out. Good. Close. Lift both knees up again to tabletop and land on our heels. Make sure those toes are flexed and spreading wide. Inhale, extend out, and exhale to close. Good. 2 and 2. Nice. 3. Good. 4. Inhale, exhale. Good. And 6. Nice. Push with those hamstrings and glutes. Really warm up that body. Make sure you're breathing as well. Last 2. Good. And 1. Close that carriage all the way. Here we go into our single leg series. So bring one foot up to tabletop and we're going to push out with the left. Here we go. Inhale and exhale 5 times. Good. 3. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time and hold it out. Good. Now flex that foot, kick that foot up to the ceiling, and point the foot to draw it back down to tabletop. Inhale, extend, and point the foot to return. Exhale, lift, and lower. Good. Lift. Last time. Good. Lift it up. Now keep it up and point the foot. We're going into our mat work single leg circles. So cross the right leg to your left. On your inhale, exhale, circle around back up to the start. Inhale and exhale. Good. And exhale. 2 more. And inhale and exhale. Reverse inhale and exhale. 2. Good. 3. Keep your belly pulling in. And 4. Nice job. And 5. Very good. Return that foot to tabletop and close the carriage. Nice job. Let's reverse the other side. So bring your left foot up to tabletop. Okay, make sure that heel is on and we're flexing our toes. We're going to inhale that carriage out and stay out. Flex that foot to draw that left leg up to the ceiling. Find length in the hamstrings and point the foot to return back to tabletop. So inhale, extend, and exhale, return. Good. And nice. Good. And lift. And lower. And flex. And point. Last time, flex. And point. Now flex it up and hold it and point that foot. Going right into our circles. So inhale, cross to the right. Exhale, circle around left. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, nice. Exhale, pull the belly in. Nice, pull the ribs down. Last one. Inhale and exhale, reverse. Inhale and exhale. Nice. 2 and around. 3. Good. 4. Nice. Good. Here we go. Bend that foot back to tabletop and return the carriage all the way home. Nicely done. Bring our feet parallel, toe joint on the foot bar. Lift into that high heel position. We're going to inhale, extend the carriage out, going right into calf stretch. So lower those heels down under the bar and lift them back up. So exhale to lower and inhale to lift. Lower, lower, and lift, lift. Use your own strength. Don't let the heels quickly drop under that bar. I want you to control that lowering and lift. Good. 3 more. And lift and lower. Good. Return. Last one. Lower and lift. Take an inhale here and an exhale. Bend the knees and return the carriage all the way home. Let's come on out to kind of like the heels of the feet back to the bar into the corners. We're in a little bit of external rotation, so I want you to feel those glutes working. We're going to do 10 more extensions with our knees, okay? But find those glutes, find a little bit more of the adductors, those inner thighs. Good. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Keep pulling the belly in. Good. Keep ribs pulling down on that exhale. Let's take 3. Good. 2. Last 1. Awesome job. Bring the legs up to tabletop. Curl yourself up. Let's drop 2 springs. So I have 2 springs on. So return on down. We're going to grab our handles. So mine, both are in one strap. So I'm going to use the small loops. Okay, we're going to do some arm work here. So keep our legs right in tabletop. Okay, we're going to do 3 push downs. So we're going to inhale to prep and exhale, press with those arms down towards your sides. Good. Inhale, return, and exhale, press. And inhale. And exhale. Let's add an upper ab curl. So inhale up and exhale, upper ab curl. Inhale to lower. Exhale, find that upper ab curl. 2 more. And release. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale down and just take a moment. So that was our prep for the 100. So let's go right into it here. So make sure I had to scooch away from the shoulder blocks. I was a little crammed in there. So adjust if you need to, but let's go right into it. So here we go. Inhale to prep. Exhale. Find your upper ab curl. Now extend at your own working level. You can either keep the knees bent if you want as an option. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Really push those hands into the handles and exhale. That can help you get a little higher up into that upper ab curl. And exhale. And inhale. Good. And drop the belly on that. Exhale. Good. And exhale. And inhale. 2 more. And exhale. Last time. Good. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend the knees in. Return the head and arms back up. Close that carriage. Whew. Warm it up. So let's transition into our leg work. Okay, so I like to kick back and then hook my feet up. Okay, I did leave 2 springs on. Okay, we're going to do some leg circles and frogs and go right into our short spine. Okay, so let's bring our legs up and find Pilates V. Now let's make sure that our tailbone is pressing down. What I see often is people really pull those hamstrings back and then we lose that connection with our tailbone. So draw that tailbone down, even if that means the hamstrings or the legs are a little bit lower. Okay, so we're in that rotated position, heels together, toes apart. Let's just start with lowering the legs to the spring. So inhale to lower and exhale to return back up. Good, and lower, lower, lift, lift. Good, lower, lower, and lift. 2 more. Inhale to lower. Scoop the belly as you exhale. Inhale to lower, last one. And exhale to return. Let's start with our circles here. Opening out first. So out, down, find that inner thigh and heel connection, and then return back up. So inhale to open. Exhale, zipper the inner thighs together and return. Good. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Make sure we're in that neutral spine. Last one. And exhale around. Let's reverse it. So down first towards the springs. Exhale to open out and around, and inner thighs connect at the top. Inhale to lower. Keep the belly scooping in. Exhale to open it out and around. 3 more. Good. Exhale. Good. 2. Pull that belly in. Nice. Last time. And out and around. Let's find our tabletop position for our frog. You can flex the feet, but we're still in that Pilates V. Okay, we're going to push those heels out and exhale to close. Good. Inhale out and exhale, return. And 3 more. And exhale. I want the belly scooping so hard that that's what's drawing those knees back in. Inhale out. Good. And exhale, close. We'll do 1 more. Inhale. Nice. And exhale. Let's all make sure our headrest is lowered. We're going right into short spine. Okay, so we're going to inhale. Extend that carriage out. We're still in that Pilates V. We're going to exhale as the legs kick up and over towards the back of our reformer. Now let's make sure we have tension on the straps. We're going to lower the knees towards our shoulders. Keep the feet right in front of our eyes. Start peeling your spine down, finding length in our knees until you can't go anymore, and then you add a little hamstring curl to return back to start. Let's go again. Inhale out and exhale. Just tuck the belly. Pull those legs back. Good. Lower the knees down and start from the ribs, pulling, pulling, pulling you back down into neutral. The legs work in the end to assist. And again, inhale and exhale to lift. Good. Bend those knees and start that roll down with control. Starting from the rib cage, find length in the knees until you can't anymore. And return. We have 1 more. Inhale and exhale, up and over. Good. Lower those knees and exhale with control. Keep the feet right in front of your eyes until you can't go any further. And then the knees assist. Nicely done. Let's thread your hands into the small loops and remove your feet and keep them up in tabletop. We're going to go right into coordination. Okay, so we're going to inhale here and exhale, lower the elbows down into like a bicep. Okay, they're just hovering above the mat and we're in our upper ab curl. We're going to inhale, extend arms and legs. Open, close. Exhale, bring the knees in. Keep exhaling as the elbows come in. So inhale, open, close. Exhale, knees. Exhale, elbows. Inhale, open, close. Knees, elbows. Inhale, open, close. Exhale, knees, elbows. 2 more. Open, close. knees. Last time, inhale, open, close. Exhale, knees. Exhale, elbows. And then lower yourself down and close the carriage. You can hang up those handles. Come up to tabletop position and teaser on up. Nice job. All right, we are going to go right into our short box. So grab your box. And let's put it in that short position. Foot bar can come down. Make sure you load all your springs and safely position yourself on. Now we want to make sure we have about a hand's distance from the back of the box to where your bottom is. Okay, the feet are flexed, okay, and about shoulder distance apart. We're going to round our belly. Okay, we're going to articulate as we roll down. So inhale, and then lean with the crown of the head as you exhale to return. Inhale, scoop and round. Exhale to return. Good. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale. And exhale all the way to a tall upright position. Keep our ribs pulled down and let's reach our hands. We're going to inhale with a flat back, hinging back towards into the well. Okay, so inhale, hinging back. And exhale, ribs pull down as you return. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Use that breath to help pull you back up. Inhale back. And exhale, return. And last one. And exhale. Very nice job. Let's scoop and round and interlace our hands. We're going to do kind of a crisscross. So cross to the left and then right. So let's find those obliques. And right. Good. Keep that breath flowing. And inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 3 more. Good. And 2. Nice. And 1. Good. Return to center and articulate back up. Nice. We are changing into our long box. So let's place that box into the long position. Foot bar is up and I'm going to jump down to 1 spring. We're going to do our swan facing the foot bar. So let's all position ourselves. Okay, forward. You want to have your chest off a little bit and the hands are going to be on the bar. Okay, our legs are active here. Okay, so glue them together if you can, just to kind of get those inner thighs working. All right, we're going to just take a couple like push-ups. All right, we'll keep the elbows in for this round. So press out on our inhale and exhale to return. Good. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Now make sure those legs are staying lifted and glued together. Even though the arms are doing most of the work, I want those legs active here. Okay, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale. Good. And exhale to close. We'll do 1 final push out and stay out. Here's our swan. We're going to inhale, eyes and head lift up without moving the carriage. Keep lifting up. The carriage will glide toward your hands as your spine lifts up. And then you're exhaling as you articulate back down and then close the carriage all the way. And again, press out. Good. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Good. And inhale to close. Exhale, press. Inhale, pull those shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale to articulate down. And inhale to return. 1 more set. Inhale, or excuse me, exhale to press out. Inhale, find that swan. Pull the shoulder blades together and down. Exhale, articulate your spine back to neutral and return close. We'll do one final push out here and stay out in neutral. Make sure those shoulder blades are drawing down and away from our ears. Lift those legs up. We're swimming with our feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last set. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Good. 8. Return that carriage in and safely step off. We are done with our box, so we can set it right aside. Bring our headrest up. We're going into our long stretch series. So I'm going to put 2 springs on, but if you want to challenge yourself, for long stretch, less springs is more challenging. All right, so let's all position ourselves. Our feet are in our headrest and our hands are on the foot bar. We're in that long plank position. You're going to push out with your hands and your heels. That's our inhale, and exhale to return closed. And inhale and exhale. Close that carriage all the way. Inhale to press on back. Exhale, exhale all the way to close. We have 2 more. Inhale to press out. Exhale to close. And final one. Inhale. Go to that challenging point. Good. Exhale to close all the way. Lower one knee down and then the other. Bring your feet right in front of each shoulder block. I'm going to leave 2 springs on here. We're going to find that down stretch. Okay, so our hips are forward. We're in a little bit of an extended spine. We're going to inhale as we press that carriage out, and then exhale for 4. Let all that air out. 3, 2, keep looking up, and 1. Close the carriage all the way, and again, inhale, pressing out. Good, and exhale, close for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Final rep. Inhaling out. And exhale to close for 4, 3, good, 2, and 1. Close that carriage all the way. Step on up. Bring the heels in front of each block, and our toes are lifted. We're in a round spine, so really tuck your belly up towards the ceiling. And your chin is tucked down towards your chest, and you are looking at your knees. We're kicking out with the hamstrings. It's only a few inches. And then exhale to close. Keep that round spine. So inhale to kick back and exhale to return. Inhale out and exhale in. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. 3 more. Scoop that belly 1 inch more. Push with those hamstrings and glutes. Last time, inhale, exhale. Step the right foot forward to the top of the carriage and then safely step off. We're coming into knee stretches. I am going to keep 2 springs on. I'm going to do knee stretches though in the reverse. So we're going to walk our knees up to the shoulder blocks. We're going to hold on to either the wood or, in my case, the metal. Okay, so we're in this quadruped position. Okay, we're going to take 1 flow of cat and cow, just a stretch to start. So scoop in the belly, right? Rounding our spine. Feel that stretch in our back. And exhale as you feel that extension. Let's round that back 1 more time and hold that position. Now, scoop that belly so hard and draw the knees in and release. And in. So nothing's moving but the knees. In. Release. Pull that belly up. Round that spine 1 inch more. 2 more. Inhale. Good. Nice. And release. Let's try that again. But this time we're finding that extended position. Okay, so just because we're extended doesn't mean we're losing our abdominals. So still activate the belly even though we're kind of arched, right? So here we go. Inhale, pull those knees in towards your hands and exhale to release. Inhale and exhale. 2, 3, good. 4, inhale, exhale. Good, 2 more. 1, here we go, and 2, nicely done. Sit back into a child's pose stretch. Give yourself a minute. Okay, very good. Let's roll on up. I'm gonna bump down to 1 spring for some arm work, okay? So we're gonna walk up to the knees are right in front of each shoulder block. And we're in a tall kneeling position. I want our belly and our neutral spine. So the tailbone should be reaching down. The belly is scooping in. We're drawing those hands down towards the waist. Good, and then return. So I want you to feel those shoulder blades squeezing back and together. Nice. Back and release. And pull back and release. 2 more. Out and in. Good, with control, and in. Now sit back on those heels a little bit, not all the way. Just row those elbows in and then find those triceps and bend. So extend and bend. Good, so you should be actively kind of working those glutes a little bit, right? Because we're not sitting our butt on our heels. We're lifted just a little bit off the heels. Make those legs work. Okay, and then obviously we're finding that good tricep burn. Let's do 3 more. 3, control in, and 2. Nice. Last time. Close that carriage all the way, sit all the way up, and let's hang up those handles. We're in the home stretch. We're going to turn around. Let's add all 4 springs. We're going to finish the session with a little cool down with our running, okay? So scooch to the top of the carriage and let's roll down with control. So arms up, scoop the belly and roll down to our back. Bring our feet up to the foot bar. Feet and knees are in parallel and we're lifting our heels into that little high heel position. Inhale the carriage out. Now drop the left heel under the bar as the right knee pops up to the ceiling. Come up to that high heel position and then switch. Good. And lift and switch. Up and switch. Good, and switch. That's it. So make sure those knees are going right up to the ceiling. Don't let them drift laterally, so right or left. Okay, they should be going up like a piston. Good. Keep that breath flowing. Let's take 5 a little bit faster. Here we go, and switch. Switch, switch, switch. Good. 3 and 2. Good. And 1. Nice job. Hang out with one heel under and just give yourself a nice, good restorative stretch. Good. And then lift and switch when you are ready. Good. Now lift both heels up. That's our inhale. And an exhale to close the carriage all the way. One final roll up teaser, right? So bring those feet to tabletop. Swing those legs around. Let's take a final stretch. So cross the right ankle over the knee and just kind of hinge your trunk forward. I like to push this elbow down so it presses that knee and hip into a little more external rotation. Just gets a little bit deeper. So if that feels good to you, use that as an option. Okay, and let's switch when you are ready. So cross the other foot over and nice hinge forward. You can notice how one side You notice my left side's a lot tighter than my right, which is very common. So just know those asymmetries and work with them. Make sure we're breathing. Okay. Unwind there. And awesome job, everyone. I hope you have a great workout, and